You should definitely look into that. Where did Wendigos come from? Generic intro into that goes me. Here back with another SCP reaction. Today we're doing another video by TheVolgun, which is SCP-323 Wendigo Skull, which me and Wendigos have a bit of an issue because there's an old video game, not even that old, it's a couple years old. I don't want to spoil the title of it, but it was on PlayStation only, so I never saw it, but I watched playthroughs of it, and Wendigos make an appearance, and has kind of traumatized me for Wendigos. So this is going to be a fun video nonetheless, but the last video was 049, which is actually real interesting because TheVolgun actually became the canon voice actor for 049, which is just awesome to see based on the comments of the last video. You can check out my reaction to that. I'll leave it right up there. Also, the link down below in the description. Also, in a place on my channel with all my other SCP reactions. Go in chronological order if you're going to binge watch to all of them. But there was another comment on that video that had a whole list of other SCP videos that I should check out that are rather interesting. And this was one of those. So 323 Wendigo Skull is what we're going to be doing today. Shout out to the patrons because none of this would be possible was not for them. And you have any other suggestions for SCP videos that I should check out, whether it's by TheVolgun or any of the other, like, I guess good is what people classify them at, or true SCP channels or something like that, please let me know and I will hopefully get to them and react to them. If you also agree with them, definitely like it as a way to kind of like a vote for it, that you're like, hey, that's a good idea, you should do that, and I'd be like, okay, I'll do that then. But like I said, shout out to the patrons, and I hope that you're subscribed. We are like, we're getting real close to 99,000 subscribers, and we are so close to 100,000. Trying to hit it before the end of the year. We're gonna need all the help we can get, but let's go ahead and jump into SCP-323. All right. Me and Wendigos have bit of a traumatic history.
My name is Dr. Miller, back
Why
from a week
is
of
this?
absence. As you all know,
What is
I
this
broke
quality?
my arm. But enough about me. The SCP we're going to be studying today
Bruh.
is SCP-323.
That's more like it.
Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures.
Dr. Millar.
SCP-323
yeah,
is to
yeah.
be kept in a
Peter
17
Millar.
by 17 by 3 meter concrete containment cell in Site-91. The object is to be restrained in the center of the cell with a 1 meter cubed container of 8.8 centimeter thick transparent armor lined with one-way laminate, which is to be fit with one electronically locked access port. This container is to be internally lit, with the surrounding cell kept dimmer to facilitate the one-way laminate. The cell is to be surveyed remotely at all times.
Why?
And any signs
Is it
of
just a
activity
skull
are
in
to be
there?
reported. No personnel are to enter SCP-323's containment cell except to examine the integrity of SCP-323's restraint measures. The restraint measures are to be examined bi-weekly, and any signs of damage are to be repaired immediately. All personnel who enter SCP-323's containment cell are to be accompanied by an armed guard. Personnel are not to be within SCP-323's containment cell for longer than 45 minutes. And any communication around SCP-323 is to be written or spoken in a language other than French or English.
Huh?
In the event that SCP-323 breaches containment, an instance of SCP-323-1 is formed.
Oh no.
Personnel are to evacuate Site-91, and the site is to be locked down. Remote units are to be deployed to destroy the body of SCP-323-1. Following this, armed personnel may be sent in to re-establish the containment of SCP-323. Description: SCP-323 is the skull of an unidentified cervid measuring 55 centimeters long,
What's a centimeter?
27 centimeters wide, and 31 centimeters tall, with a pair of antlers measuring 35 centimeters tall and 46 centimeters from tip to tip,
Is that big?
growing from the left and right sides of SCP-323. SCP-323 shows signs of damage consistent with outside exposure, with regular pitting,
So it was just out in the rain,
scarring,
kind of.
and weathering across the object,
Yeah.
bleaching on the upper surfaces, and missing a lower mandible. The rear of the skull features an approximately centered ovoid gap, measuring 25 centimeters high and 23 centimeters wide, giving access to an interior space 16 centimeters deep.
Are we talking, I'm
This
guessing
gap
that's where the
shows
brain
signs of
goes?
tool use, indicating that it was carved with tools, possibly stone. SCP-323 displays the ability to react to oral, tactile, and visual stimuli.
Where did Wendigos
Testing
come
has
from?
revealed SCP-323
Is it a Native
appears
American
to have a field
thing?
of view similar to that of other cervids, and has responded to visual stimuli from up to 50 meters away. The targeting of specific members of personnel, various attempts to breach containment, and the violent reaction towards speakers of the French and English languages suggest a level of sapience. However,
that would make sense
this
because
is
it's French and English. Yeah.
SCP-323 is capable of limited locomotion, typically in the form of small movements and vibrations.
No.
In most cases, SCP-323 will only locomote in the event of various stimuli, such as moving away when touched or turning when personnel are present within its containment zone.
Turning?
SCP-323 has demonstrated the ability to make larger movement, such as lunging at personnel and repeatedly attempting to force its way through containment measures.
It's just a skull.
SCP-323 exerts an influential effect in a radius extending roughly 15 meters from itself. Individuals within this radius will begin experiencing cannibalistic thoughts and urges, violent outbursts, and impaired judgment after approximately 1 hour of continuous exposure.
Oh, okay.
Roughly 74%
an hour,
of
not
individuals
46
who
minutes.
reach this point will attempt to place their heads through the gap present in the back of SCP-323, with efforts made to keep their mouths uncovered. If an individual is incapable of fitting their heads through the gap, attempts will be made to bludgeon their heads against nearby hard surfaces until the point the individual's head fits. The individual loses consciousness or the individual expires. Once the individual has fit their head through SCP-323, the individual is classified as SCP-323-1.
So the mask talks to you.
Within 10
Cool.
minutes of putting
Calls out for you.
SCP-323 on, SCP-323-1 will undergo drastic physical alterations. SCP-323-1 will experience rapid loss of body fat, body hair, and pigmentation, followed by the rupturing of the distal phalanges from the fingertips,
Ew.
abnormal tooth growth, and the blackening of extremities consistent with frostbite.
Why?
SCP-323-1 appears to experience greater strength and pain tolerance than the average human. However,
I mean, that would make sense.
SCP-323-1 still appears to be as susceptible to physical harm as it was prior to its introduction to SCP-323. SCP-323-1's metabolism will experience a dramatic increase, requiring a constant caloric intake,
Which means a lot of
with
eating, which
starvation
means
occurring
it's
anywhere
going to
between
eat
15
everything.
to 30 minutes if no self-preservation efforts are made.
Let's go 15 to 30
In order
minutes?
to sustain
What?
its increased metabolism, SCP-323-1 will actively seek out and eat other individuals for sustenance until expiration.
It's like
In the
a
event
zombie, kind of.
SCP-323-1 is incapable of finding plentiful nourishment,
Or that kind of zombie. the one that-
SCP-323-1
yeah.
will make
Eat.
efforts to sustain itself, including limiting movement, rationing available food, and auto-cannibalism. SCP-323-1 will only feed upon humans. It is presumed that SCP-323-1 is capable of receiving sustenance from other sources,
But,
but chooses not to,
wow.
despite
Picky eater, huh?
availability or ease of access. During the pursuit
That's,
of individuals,
that's picky eating.
SCP-323-1 has been known to occasionally make various statements in the Severn, Ojibwe, Potawatomi, and Cree languages, as well as in the native language of the instance. It is not known if these statements and the knowledge of these languages is the result of SCP-323's anomalous influence, or they originate from SCP-323 itself.
Oh, that's actually a really good question.
The following audio log
that's
has been
actually a really good
transcribed
question.
from surveillance recovered during the 11th of September 2006.
The 11th of
containment
September.
breach of SCP-323, which resulted in the death of 12 personnel members before containment could be reestablished. No accompanying
12.
video surveillance could be recovered.
Oh, dude, I want to see the videos of that.
Playing now.
Hungry.
Must be so very hungry. Always. Always hungry.
Oh. Oh, is it eating?
Not eat. I have to eat. So hungry. So
Okay, then.
Alone. Hungry. Should eat. Must eat them all.
What?
I must eat. To know warmth.
Just a hungry boy.
So cold. Must eat.
You would think when talk about being so cold, it would be like cold-blooded, kind of. It needs to eat something warm.
Was recovered
but no.
on the 9th of December, 1997, in
I
the
was
Bittern
born?
Lake Reserve, part of the Lac Rong First Nation in Saskatchewan, Canada.
Of course, Canada. I've been to Canada.
A small unregistered community had been sustaining
I
an
just have
active
ketchup chips in my pantry.
SCP-323-1 instance by routinely murdering individuals and leaving them out as appeasement. Investigation revealed individuals were involved, who were interviewed and subsequently administered amnestics, and a cover story involving an unidentified serial killer was propagated. SCP-323-1 at the time, suspected to be the anomaly, died of starvation during its transfer to Site-91.
Oh, well,
The
I
recorded
guess.
number of deaths did not appear consistent with the duration of the SCP-323.
So somebody found it in the wild, put it on, and they
suspected
captured it like that. And then,
SCP-323
oh, yeah.
went through several instances of SCP-323-1 before containment.
Yep.
However, no irrefutable evidence supporting SCP-323-1's longevity has been uncovered.
So I have no idea how old it is. Maybe that's where the myth originates from.
SCP-323-A. James Namagoose, an individual involved in the
That is
murders
not a
and
real last
sustaining
name.
of SCP-323-1 prior to its containment, was brought in for questioning involving SCP-323-1. Mr. Namagoose remained unusually calm throughout and after the interview. Following the interview and containment of SCP-323,
How many times do I yawn in this
Mr.
video?
Namagoose was administered amnestics and was reintroduced to his community.
Oh, cool.
Playing log now.
Please state your name for the record. James Namagoose. Please state your
the
involvement
accent.
with the murders. I helped move the bodies for the Wendigo to eat. What do you know about the object? There's a story of the Cree men. Back when fighting was common, we tried to control the Wendigo to give
There was only
people
one
an
Wendigo?
advantage.
His people? What do you
It
mean?
was just a story. The elders knew more, but we were safe, so we didn't ask.
Huh?
When did you first encounter the entity? One night, I heard yelling all around the village. A warped man walked out of the woods.
What do you
killed
mean,
our friends right
warped?
in front of us.
Like, Wendigo warped?
Sometimes it would stare more than it would make to kill. Try to talk to you.
What?
It whispered at me, Pimisto, come and eat. It made me cold
What is
in my bones.
Penisto?
And then it felt I could understand the warped man, the Wendigo. And then we could leave with him like we all do when we pass. When I was made to kill, I thought of this and it calmed me. I didn't run.
What?
It would look at me sometimes. I could hear him in my mind. I could feel him watching me from out of my own eyes.
What?
This helped me watch these people die,
Why did that have an effect on him?
and I hoped it would pass on my family. Thank you, Mr. Namagoose.
Final note. No mental effects similar to what Mr. Namagoose stated have yet to be reported by staff who have interacted with SCP-323
Oh, so that's the first thing? Okay.
or SCP-323-1. Further investigation into this is not planned. However,
You
staff
should
are
definitely
encouraged to report
look into
any
that.
atypical thoughts or feelings experienced while working with either.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for listening. And you're all
Ah,
dismissed.
thanks.
Goodbye.
I have a history of Wendigos. I was terrified of them for a while because of
like
a
to
certain
give a
game
special thank you
that came out
to Desmond
years ago.
Hoskins, Andre Bichert,
that was on that PlayStation.
Dr.
You know what I'm
Modus,
talking about. I'm not going to say the name
Cody
because spoilers.
Tench, Pierce M. Hamlin, Size 7 Actor,
Shout out to the patrons.
Rebellion Fidelius, and Tyver Bull. If you would like a personalized thank you at the end of each of my videos, and some other cool stuff as well,
Yeah, I upload too much to
visit
do that.
patreon.com/TheVolgun. Thank you.
Another great video by TheVolgun. If you have any other ones that I should do, please let me know. There was a really good comment on last week's video that helped me decide this one, because a whole list of SCPs that I should check out, and this one caught my interest because I have history with Wendigos. That's literally a cat. Okay. Should I do the Where's Waldo SCP? Because that seems real interesting to me, but this is the Wendigo skull. Yeah, okay. Very, very interesting. Not quite the masterpiece that was 046, though. That was such a good video, and it makes sense that it was such a good video that the creator of SCP-046 decided that the Volgun should be the voice of SCP-046. So, that's really cool. That was a really cool thing. I'm really glad to see that in the comments. Because like I said, I do read everyone in the comments, leave them down below. And I hope you're subscribed, because we are so close to 100,000 subscribers. I should be live streaming today at like 5 p.m. Yeah, playing some Minecraft Monday. That should be awesome. I'm restoring an ancient city, which I'm restoring, getting rid of all the skulk and everything. And I've spent months on it, and still going. I only work on it on stream, but it's always usually a really chill time, and it'd be awesome to see you there. But this is another SCP video. There should be another one next Monday. Patrons get all the videos there early. I wouldn't be able to do this if it was not for them. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Hopefully made it time a little bit better. But until next video, take care and keep the music.